Hi, and welcome to this episode of Victory Talk with Latasha White. Again, I thank you so much for coming and listening in on Victory Talk this week. I really appreciate you spending a few minutes of your time with me. I appreciate you getting through the end of it and letting me know what this word meant for you. It's always just a few minutes and it's for someone, always me first, right? And so this week, what I want to talk to you about is don't sideline yourself. Don't sideline yourself. As I've already stated to you, I think it was last week, we're in the fourth quarter, right? And so what I don't want you to do is to sideline yourself before you even know what the scoreboard is going to say, before you even know what the end's going to be. Don't sideline yourself. There's so many times that we take ourselves out before we even know what it's going to be. How do you know if you won or lost? How do you know what the outcome is going to be? How do you know who you could have blessed along the way? How do you know if you quit and sideline yourself? So for me, here's an example of what happened to me a couple of weeks ago. I was going into my exercise class, and those of you who have been following me for any amount of time know that I love Kangoo Bounce. And so I was headed into the class, and there I fell going in. So, doesn't matter how or why, just know that I fell. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just seriously fell. And so I didn't feel like I injured myself. I might have been hurt, but I wasn't injured. And so I got up and I was like, at that point I had a decision, right? The decision being, do I get in my car and go back home and sit up with some ice on my knee and put myself on the sideline? Or do I go on in and push through for a physical win for me and to be able to encourage somebody else around me? So for me, if I can encourage somebody else to show up in their own game, it's a win. It is an absolute win. And so what I know for sure about the Kangoo boots is that they absorb 80% of the impact from my joints. And so I'm like, well, I'm not going to further injure myself. If there even is an injury, I don't think that there is, but I know it's not going to hurt it. It's going to take the impact for me. I know how to modify things. I know how to, figure out how to not make maximum impact when I really don't know for sure what's going on, but I can get in the game and do something. And so that's what I did. That's absolutely what I did. I got through the class. Class was phenomenal. I didn't have any further tweaks, anything. I was able to do all the stuff that I needed to do, and I did not modify, but I listened to my body to know. All because I didn't take myself out of the game. Had I sidelined myself, I would not have known. I would not have known. Could you do it? Could you not do it? Can you encourage somebody else? Can you show up for somebody else? I wouldn't have known. And so that's the thing. That's what I'm asking you. Like, that's the things that help you know, like, ooh, I did this so that I can do that. I can do the next thing because I do hard things, right? And so how do I know if I'm really going to be capable unless I get out there and do it? I'm asking you to ask that of yourself. How do you know unless you get out there and do it? Don't put yourself on the sideline. There's extenuating circumstances outside of you have no control over that are going to take you out of the game sometimes. It happens because you're living life, right? If you're already sitting on the sideline, you can't be taken out of a game you haven't even been in. You've got to do something to figure out how you're going to get to the end of it. And so being able to push through and get through, if you're already on the sideline, figure out how you can jump back in the game. Ask me, how can I get back in the game? What do I need to do? What do you see within me that I can even start a spark with? Because sometimes life has hit you so hard, you're just like, I don't even know. I don't know where to go from here. I don't know what to do from here. I have been socked in the gut. That's when you need to have somebody come alongside you and say, hey, this is what I see within you. Let's start here. Does that resonate with you? How can we build on that? How can we put you back in your own game of life? Because I'm here to tell you, we all have a race to run. Do not sideline yourself. Don't do it to yourself. There's going to be enough things that come along that try to throw you off your square. Don't do it to yourself when you don't even have to. You just decide, it's too hard. I don't really want to. No, nobody asked you what you wanted to do. Who are you called to bless? Don't take yourself out of the game. Get to the end of that finish line. Get on my calendar. Figure out how you talk through what is that thing within you that you've either let lie dormant, you've sat on the sideline, you haven't done because you've given yourself an excuse, a pass, or whatever. sitting on the sideline could very well be not having hit the button to get on my calendar. It's free 30-minute complimentary connection session. So you can't sit there and say you can't figure out how to do it when you haven't even tried. It is my calling to help you in your walk, to help you identify what is within you, to help you walk out greater, to help you be who it is you've been called to be. So again, please contact me you're going to see all the ways to be able to do that at the end of this video. The easiest way is probably LatashaWhite.com. There's a contact tab on there, and you just fill out the information, come straight to me, figure out how we can work together, get on my calendar so you can have that complimentary session, put yourself back in the game, or learn how to stay in the game. Again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week.